Imagine a civilization so advanced it detached itself from the flow of time, existing simultaneously in all timelines across every version of Earth. What would such a place look like? Would its people be immortal? Did they ascend to become gods or something else? Is there a way to get there? And could we learn how to achieve timelessness from them? Well, historians actually do know about a place like this. They call it the Nexus City, but no one knows where it truly is. All we know is that some have accidentally slipped into it and never returned. But what if I told you that recent quantum experiments have accidentally reactivated the path to this city? And what if entering, it changes your timeline forever? But before we get into this crazy theory, let's talk about the real lost city that exists outside of time. The most extraordinary claims are often the hardest to prove. For example, there are some ancient structures around the world that show inexplicable connections to each other. From Angkor Wat to Pumap, these structures were built thousands of miles apart, with completely different cultures, and yet their designs and alignments are eerily similar. Some even suggest that these structures were portals, or gateways to other dimensions. This is obviously a controversial claim. Mainstream archaeologists would scoff at the idea that builders from 3,000 years ago had any knowledge of interdimensional travel. But what if these structures are more than just tombs or temples? What if they're actually nodes in a network that once connected our universe to others? What if they were used for time travel? Let's take a look at Angkor Wat in Cambodia. This temple complex was constructed in the 12th century and is the largest religious monument in the world. Its towers and galleries cover over 400 acres and its walls are decorated with thousands of intricate carvings. Archaeologists believe that the temple was dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu and served as the center of a vast religious empire. But what if there was more to this place than met the eye? What if Angkor Wat wasn't just a temple, but a portal to another dimension? Some believe that the alignments of the temple's towers correspond to certain stars in the night sky and that this was no accident. Could it be that the builders of Angkor Wat knew more about the universe than we give them credit for? Could they have used their knowledge of astronomy to create a gateway to other worlds, or perhaps time itself? Now let's travel south to Peru and explore the mysterious ruins of Pumapunku. This site is located high up in the Andes Mountains and is home to some of the most puzzling stonework in the world. The stones at Pumapunku are incredibly large and weigh several tons each. They're also intricately carved with mysterious symbols and patterns. But what really makes Pumapunku so strange is the way the stones fit together. They form a kind of jigsaw puzzle that fits together perfectly without any mortar or cement. How did the builders of Pumapunku manage to create such precise and durable stonework? Did they have access to advanced technology that we've never discovered? Could it be that Pumapunku was not just a temple, but a gateway to another dimension? Some researchers believe that the builders of Pumapunku may have used sound frequencies to cut and move the stones with incredible precision. If true, this would suggest that they had a deep understanding of physics and acoustics that far exceeds what we typically associate with ancient cultures. In addition to these two sites, there are many others around the world that show similar characteristics. From the pyramids of Giza to the Nazca lines, there are countless examples of ancient structures that defy explanation. Could it be that these structures are all connected in some way? Could they all be part of a larger network that once allowed for travel between dimensions, or perhaps through time itself? We don't know for sure, but the evidence is certainly intriguing. There's also the Mandela effect, which suggests that our reality is constantly shifting, and that we can slip into alternate timelines simply by thinking about them. This is a fascinating concept that has been explored in science fiction for decades. The idea that our thoughts can affect the very fabric of reality seems almost too crazy to be taken seriously. But what if there's something to it? What if the Mandela effect is actually a real phenomenon that allows us to travel to different times? If you're not familiar with the Mandela effect, it's a term that refers to the shared false memories that many people have. It's named after Nelson Mandela, who many people believed died in prison in the 1980s. In fact, he was released in 1990 and lived until 2013. There are many other examples of the Mandela effect, such as the Berenstain Bears, which many people remember as the Berenstain Bears. The Mandela effect has been attributed to a number of things, including false memories and the misinterpretation of ambiguous information. But some believe that it's evidence of a shifting reality. If our memories are constantly changing, then it stands to reason that our reality is also changing. Some researchers believe that the Mandela effect is caused by glitches in the matrix, so to speak. This is the idea that we live in a computer simulation that isn't always running smoothly. When the simulation glitches, it can cause all sorts of strange things to happen, including false memories. Others believe that the Mandela effect is evidence of parallel universes. If we're constantly slipping between different timelines, then it makes sense that we wouldn't always remember where we are. While the Mandela effect is a fascinating phenomenon, it is important to note that there is no scientific evidence to support the idea that it is caused by glitches in the matrix or parallel universes. Most likely, it's just a quirk of the human mind. However, What if the Mandela effect is actually a real phenomenon that allows us to travel to different... This is a fascinating concept that has been explored in science fiction for decades. The idea that our thoughts can affect the very fabric of reality seems almost too crazy to be taken seriously. But what if there's something to it? Recent experiments in quantum mechanics have shown that observers can actually affect the outcome of experiments simply by observing them. This is known as observer effect, and it suggests that our minds have a real impact on the world around us. What if the same thing happens when we think about different times? What if our thoughts can open portals to other dimensions? This is the stuff of science fiction. But what if it's actually true? What if the ancient builders of places like Pumapunku and Angkor Wat knew how to harness the power of the observer effect to create portals to other dimensions? This idea is explored in a new book called The Lost City that exists in every timeline. The story follows a group of adventurers who discover that our reality is merely an echo of a more advanced civilization that existed in the past. According to the author, this lost city is still out there, hidden in plain sight, and those who find it can access an infinite number of parallel universes. The book suggests that this can be done by using ancient structures like Pumapunku and Angkor Wat, which act as portals between dimensions. It has a thrilling concept that is sure to appeal to fans of science fiction and anyone who has ever wondered about the nature of reality. What do you think? Is there a lost city that exists in every timeline? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. See you next time.